Hi everybody, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Cockings.
That's right, and today we're going to be continuing our look at the Star Trek Picard trailer from San Diego Comic-Con. And this one is kind of more in our wheelhouse. Ha! See what I did there? Because we're going to be talking about the new hero ship, or the glimpses we've seen of it. So essentially just the bridge and some of the computer displays.
This trailer focused on a lot of stuff that general audience can be excited about. Some shooty, some space, some celebrities, some old actors, some save the universe sort of stuff. Missing the ship stuff, really. We got one VFX shot of some fighter, Romulan maybe things, one of a Borg cube, very simple, and one of an interior. It was only for 3 frames, you could barely see it. We didn't get to see a Federation ship, we didn't get to see an Enterprise, we didn't get to see, lots of interior sets of that sort of stuff. So this is the only one that is as close as we can get. Because we know this is the new crew. Patrick said at Comic-Con that they've really melded together well. So this is the new crew. You've got the Romulan, as you call him, the elf guy, who's very fiercely loyal to Picard, who wants to protect him. You've got Picard obviously as well. You've got the middle guy, who is the ex-Starfleet, now pilot of this ship. You've got the lady in the front, who has an undisclosed past but non-related connection to Picard. She says the exact same line every time because that's all she can say. And
she's a researcher.
And then the researcher as well, the blonde lady, who's unsure about her part of life, and everyone's got a dark past. And so they're all here on the ship, which would kind of imply it's the new hero ship, or at least for part of it. But since you build a big set like this, so it's just the full shot of the bridge.
It seems very industrial. It seems like it's a some kind of transport ship, cargo vessel, something like that. It doesn't seem like a refined, state-of-the-art ship. It just seems like the Falcon. It really does. It's just like for ferrying a few people, and who knows how big it is. We don't know anything except this long bridge, which seems to be like it's a weird kind of deck layout, and those lights at the back. Very distinctive. We see them in quite a few shots, actually. So a lot goes on in here, at least from what they showed us in the trailer. I do kind of like the computer interfaces around the pilot, or the captain's chair, whatever. It's kind of neat. I don't get a Star Trek vibe at all.
I was going to say, let's jump back a second. So obviously, the original series, which Matt Jeffries had limited budget, although high budget, to build this fantastical spaceship on his department only got this much money, and he had to do so much. So he came up with a very unique art style, which still holds very well today, even if in its old materials of plywood and such, it can be seen as such. If you were to build modern materials, it would look more advanced. Then you got TNG, and then from that point onwards, the same sort of set designers, Dan Curry, Rick Sternberg, all these people, designed an evolution from TNG all the way to Enterprise E, and those interiors, all with a very common language. You obviously have other things like DS9, other alien ships, and things. For the most part, no alien race got the same treatment because it takes money and budget, and only to be a hero do you get a fully designed thing.
And then taking it back a step to Enterprise,
yes.
They reverse engineered all that tech, even the TOS stuff, to look more in line with how it should be a prequel. And thanks to Doug Drexler, Michael and Denise Okuda, they are fantastic at doing that kind of thing.
And then you got the JJ universe where they actively tried to avoid as much of Trek as possible. They took the barest bones of the visuals and then did everything else on top of it. JJ never liked Star Trek and didn't want to make a Star Trek film, wanted to make a film that he would want to watch as an old Star Trek fan, and it comes across. So that set design is, as I said before, Apple Store, and even when they show a ship in the Prime timeline, they completely abandon any facade of in Prime timeline. And they get Discovery, in a similar vein, they don't try and design canonical or in the era or even linking to other things per se, except the bare subtleties, or it's got slightly better as time's gone on. The original set designers had the wrong idea, and so all those things are so fragmented now. Obviously this one is the future, which gives them a nice license to do new things. But clearly this is not Starfleet, it's not Federation, it's civilian. I'm hoping they don't spend
At least we hope it's not Starfleet. Because if it is, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, he's ex-Starfleet, so I mean, they could have stolen a Starfleet vessel, but then be renegades as well, and then you're just nicking the thing of some Star Trek renegades. So I'm guessing just civilian, mercenaries or the A-team. This could be the A-team van. They work outside the law.
Exactly.
But not as dark as Section 31, because that would be a shame to go there again with this show. And so what you see here is a dull, uninspired. If you remove the consoles, it would just be a warehouse. If you add the consoles, we're hoping for not a bridge window, but a view screen to keep it with canon. But they're going to ignore that because they always do that sort of stuff. I mean, it's just sort of a generic room, and I hope very much that we're going to get actually interesting ships with actually interesting bridges and locations and warp core rooms. And I mean, if it's not about the ship, as obviously the Enterprise D, the E, Voyager all were characters. This has no character at all. This ship so far. It's a room, but it's the bridge or this operations room. I'm hoping maybe this gets destroyed. Or get sacrificed into season 1, so it only needs to be so cool, and then season 2 we get something else. As we saw in Discovery season 2, you get Discovery, and then you get the Enterprise bridge at the end. It's like, oh, they built a whole new bridge, so it is within the realms of budget to build a whole new thing. And so we might get the Titan bridge when Riker comes in near the end of the season, and that might be then the hero for the last bit. So there's lots of things there, but this is certainly. I mean, it looks like The Expanse, it looks like Dark Matter, it looks like Mass Effect, it looks like anything. There's nothing Star Trek here. I mean, let's talk about the displays for a second, Stuart. I mean, I've got other pictures here, close up on the dude, and of the consoles. I mean, do you get any sort of Star Trek vibe, any LCARS vibe, any interface vibe at all?
No, I get very generic sci-fi vibe. That's why I'm hoping it is a civilian ship or a mercenary ship or even stolen Tellarite tech or something.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to have something if this is the future of Starfleet LCARS aesthetic. I'm not happy. It seems like every other generic sci-fi out there these days, and it's yay, let's make a cluttered screen that's hard to read and also see-through because it's a hologram, so you can see everything behind it, so you get distracted easily and can't focus on your display area. It's just kind of garbage.
It's noise. It's not design. Michael Okuda designed a tremendous interface that was then inspiration for NASA and other corporations. I mean, you start with what makes sense and you go from there. I don't mind the futuristic nature of, I mean, look at his throttle. He might have a lever, but it looks like he's just holding a holographical, I mean, it's advanced, and again, it's the future of Trek. So if you want to say they've abandoned all monitors and whatever, and it's primarily holograms, when you can do that, it's less tangible, less good for the actors, less visually interesting in terms of like relatable. And like I said, it's generic because then the Ender's Game had the same thing, and also you could literally rattle off dozens of. They all do that.
And we've talked about that quite a bit, like having an actual panel that has buttons and switches.
Yeah.
Way easier to jury rig and get something working should you need to than getting the whole holographic matrix back up and running so you can get some kind of interface with your ship. So I'm sure there's both, a combination of both panels and holographic displays. At least I hope there is.
I mean, I'm sure this is a civilian, and therefore this is just, they don't have access to an LCAR, so they have civilian.1.3, but this LCAR system will not, just like the Discovery one, just like the JJ one, it will not be thought of in 10 years as being anything interesting. It's just there. It hasn't got a character. I think nowadays the HUD heads-up display space is so cluttered with all these dozens of designs that are all just looking fancy that to actually have one that's really, really thought out is just not the done thing anymore. I recall when they filmed Generations, Doug Drex actually took Jacqueline Kim and Alan Ruck, Jacqueline Kim who played Sulu, Demora Sulu, and Alan Ruck who played Captain John Harriman, to the Enterprise B set, and he actually sat down with Jacqueline Kim, actually showed you what buttons do what in the entire panel, because it was all fully thought out. And so when she's actually acting the scene, she actually made effort to actually press the correct buttons. And so when you look at her act, look actually how she's operated it, it feels extremely intended, because it legit is, and she knows exactly where the data is and all these things. So there's something to be said there. It is worth jumping in there on something positive. I do think we do see Picard beam, after a few seconds after a beam in, there's a transporter pad at the back, which is fun. I mean, if it's just a cargo hauler, then a 2-floor small ship with a transporter right there. I mean, you don't need luxuries. There's all the space for cargo. So I like that as a concept. Although it's probably going to look quite ugly outside of the ship. Just this sort of shape with engines, and it's like cool, but is it fast?
Well, Yeah, that's why when I was talking about the bridge earlier, it seems like it's utilitarian. It's not designed for comfort. It's not designed for whatever. You got the transporter room and the bridge kind of in the same area, and then maybe another deck, and then a cargo bay, perhaps. And yeah, it's going to probably be a longer ship. I'm thinking the Eagle from 1999 kind of design, something long, but obviously a lot bigger than the Eagle, right? But something like that is what I'm picturing from the outside. I'm thinking of things from Star Trek Armada as well, like the little construction ships and things like that. So many different ideas that could be used for that, and the length of this looks like it will be quite a long ship. So,
well, I mean, I like, you don't always need an Enterprise. Discovery's not an Enterprise. Having if these are mercenaries, if they're a ragtag group of reluctant heroes doing the right thing for the wrong reasons or the wrong things for the right reasons, then to have a slightly older cargo ship, which doesn't feel modern, doesn't feel particularly, ironically it feels less advanced than Voyager, except like the LCARs, because it's just sort of, you know what I mean? There's more lights, but it feels close to an XO1 set, honestly, to me.
Yeah.
If this was in the X era, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid. I could even buy that Alien Races had that sort of digital, like, or it looks like, whatever. And you can definitely sleek up, a basic box top. I mean, look at the Firefly. The Firefly is a beautifully sleek box, Yeah. So there are ways of doing that for sure.
Well, maybe this thing made the Orion run in less than 12 parsecs. Who knows? I mean, we might find that out, right? So, it could have some super advanced engines or been modified to be...
This is one of those sorts of sets where it wasn't designed to be a Starfleet pretty flagship. It's a very for-purpose thing, and so they threw all the rules out the window because they're not using those rules. And so obviously I think then when you see Riker's ship or whatever, the stark contrast will be refreshing. I think that will be part of the fun. If you live on this garbage scow, for a while, and then you cut to the Federation, seeing Picard slum it in this way, especially after then Beyond the Vineyard, shows especially as we were talking about in previous episodes, how maybe the Federation or some parts of the Federation are complicit with what the Romulans are doing to the Borg prisoners. And so then to go from our heroes in this rust bucket to then you see this sleek militaristic look of the Starfleet people, that contrasts more with, well, is Starfleet really who you want to be siding with right now? They're the advanced ones. They're the man. You got to fight the man sometimes. So it could very much work as it is. It's just probably the least nice ship bridge ever in Star Trek. Of a hero.
Far. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've seen Picard be a mercenary before in TNG. There was a 2-part episode where he was
Gambit.
Yeah, and that's actually a great bridge on that ship. It's got some old TOS displays, but it feels very much like a bridge. This doesn't feel like a bridge to me. It's too open, too big. So.
Yeah, but I really do like the idea of having everything in one room, because everything needs space for cargo. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and supposedly those doors to the left of the screen there go to like a hallway that has all their quarters lined up there. So everything may be even on one deck to accommodate, lots of cargo down below. That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, guys, what do you guys think of this glance that we've had of this ship so far? What do you speculate that it could be? Put your comments down below. We always love to read those.
Yeah.
And we're going to be maybe we'll get a view of the outside of the ship while we're in Vegas or something, because there's going to be more leaks, more releases while we're in Vegas. So if you want to get notified of those and see those lives and new videos coming out after Vegas, by all means, click subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification icon as well. And another important thing is just hit like on this video so that YouTube knows that you like us and
you do
want us to make more videos.
You do, don't you? No, I think in Vegas we're going to see, Eagle Moss, they're going to reveal the picture of the ship, and then Eagle Moss is going to reveal that's coming, and then it'll be this whole other marketing thing and saying, and now you can buy it on the floor. It's like, not actually the Eagle Moss, but we'll do a poster of it or something cool. Yeah, we'll be there, we'll be reporting, and hopefully we'll have fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So until next time, guys, all things Stuart said, and the Patreon, of course, and join our Super Chat lives as well.
Yes. But until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Combs. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.